Will scientists be ever able to predict earthquakes? Will there ever be such technology that can allow scientists to predict earthquakes? So there was an earthquake, I think yesterday, I think, right, or day before yesterday, on the border of Myanmar and Thailand. It was a 7.7 earthquake on the Richter scale, and it caused a lot of damage. So it would be great if you could predict earthquakes, right? Then we could alert people beforehand, and it would save a lot of lives and possibly some property as well. But as of today, we don't have the means to predict earthquakes. Will it be possible in the future? So, to understand that, let's understand what is the mechanism that causes earthquakes. In a way, it's like making meteorological forecasts and predictions. When is it going to rain in a certain part of the world? What kind of weather conditions will we have? And we have a lot of weather data patterns that we collect, and we feed into supercomputers, and these computers then do the modeling, and they are able to give us the predictions of the next few days when it comes to weather across the world, the weather patterns. So to make these predictions, these softwares, these computers, etc., these programs, they need a tremendous amount of data, real-time data, evolving data, that allows them to hone the model and to make predictions into the future. And these predictions typically work for the next few days, but if you want to make a prediction from for a week or 2 weeks down the line, it may be something that's still very difficult to do, and it may not be very accurate. So to make predictions of weather in the atmosphere, we need tremendous amounts of data of the weather that exists currently. Now, earthquakes are caused by tectonic activity, by the movements of tectonic plates under the surface of the earth. These tectonic plates are masses of the earth's crust that move very slowly over time, and they collide, they grind past each other, they move over each other, some slide under another. So sometimes you have one plate sliding another plate, and these movements are what cause earthquakes. These movements are caused by the flow of magma in the internal part of the earth, below the mantle of the earth. Yeah, I'll not go and show you the diagram of the cross section of the earth, but that's how it works. So to be able to make predictions of future earthquakes, you need a tremendous amount of data of uh, the kind of activity that's happening under the earth's surface. You'll need a lot of data about the flow of the magma in below the mantle of the earth, and you'll need data of the mantle of the earth too, that too. And that's all subsurface data about parts of the earth that are hundreds of kilometers below the surface, tens of kilometers at least. And we don't have sensors down there. You would need tens of thousands of sensors at varying depths under the earth's surface to be able to make reliable predictions of what's going to happen in a certain part of the world. Will there be an earthquake, especially in the parts of the world that are called the that are seismically active, tectonically active areas, where you have intersections of various tectonic plates. And one of these areas is called the Ring of Fire. The area from the Andaman Sea all the way to Indonesia, through Indonesia, and all the way to Japan and New Zealand, and even the Andes region and of the Americas, and the Rocky Mountains regions, and so on and so forth. So you will need a tremendous amount of sensors, number of sensors, tens of thousands of sensors under the Earth's surface at various points under the Earth's surface, all feeding you data in real time. And more than that, you may need data about the movements, about the activity of the magma layer that's way below the mantle of the Earth, and that's essentially impossible to do in today's scenario. And because we don't have any of this data, that's why we cannot really make any accurate predictions of earthquakes. In the future, it may be possible, but at this point in time, it's next to impossible to do that. And that's why earthquakes are still a huge problem. But typically, earthquakes happen in tectonically active regions, parts of the earth. This earthquake that happened a couple of days ago on the border between Myanmar and Thailand, that's unusual. That's not a part of the world that's typically prone to earthquakes. So that was unusual. But yeah, generally, when you are living in an earthquake prone region, you take precautions on a daily basis. You construct buildings that are resilient and that will be able to withstand earthquakes of whatever magnitude, maybe 7 or 8 or whatever. In Japan, I think you need to be able to withstand earthquakes of at least 8 on the Richter scale, if not higher, and so on. So people who live in such areas they take precautions, but it's always good to be able to predict earthquakes, which we currently are not able to do. In the future it may be possible, but right now it's not quite possible.